have to.
Back it up here. I want to see what this is all about. I did not notice this.
3 more. Yeah, we have to. We have to. We absolutely have to.
I think we triple land if we have to.
Yeah.
Like, I'll hover over
Oh, okay. I missed this part of the conversation. They're trying to alpha the beacon. They don't. So basically, NRG doesn't have a beacon here in tree, so they're trying to alpha the beacon that is down here.
I think one of you should come with me just in case.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna kill this.
He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
So this other team's Pathfinder, I believe this is.
We should like land on him.
He's running. He's dipping. He's dipping. He's dipping.
Okay. Just loot the building.
Who's landing here? Actually, it's normally aim assist.
Get the beacon and then strong.
I'm not sure who's landing here.
He landed here. Listen. He landed right here on this one. Okay.
Ooh, wait, this is good.
Oh, it is aim assist. Okay, never mind. That is aim assist. All right. Yeah. So their Bath is going for the beacon.
High ground.
That's a very smart cutoff. Again, this is one of the things you miss on the ALGS broadcast. As much as obviously I love doing the show, and the show's, I think, really good. The early game, you always miss how big it is. Something like that is fucking massive. Being able, not getting your own beacon, and then completely kind of screwing with what you normally are comfortable with in terms of like a loot route. Just to fuck over, not only getting the beacon yourself, but fucking over another team from getting that beacon. That's pretty big. Because Pathfinder loses so much value. I mean, I don't have to tell you this, I'm sure. He loses so much value if you don't get beacon. That's the main reason people pick him. Yes, he has some obviously very vertical play capabilities, but that's the main reason people pick him. Circle knowledge is most important. So
Actually, yeah, it's ending left over there. Yeah, no, I agree.
I mentioned this one on the ALGS cast. Most fucking pros, I think, hate this circle. I know I personally do. I hated playing it in scrims. Hate seeing my team currently playing it. This one's fucking terrible because if you're caught on the north end later on in the circle, you kind of just die. Because almost always the circle pulls down somewhere down here. There is a circle that ends out here, but it is extremely rare. That looked like a wiener that I just drew, and it was not intentional, Twitch, I promise. But yeah. Basically, if you're on this north side of the circle, it gets to a point, if you're stuck there, because rotating into the circle, most teams are going to be, late game, there's going to be at least probably like 4 teams around this area. Eventually, the circle is going to only be these 2 chokes. One team is going, or multiple teams are going to be holding the sight line on the chokes. It's going to be really fucking miserable. Basically, if you're stuck on this side late in the game, your literal call to your team is, we got to play for kills. We got to play for points here. And that's a totally reasonable call. Sometimes the circle does really just fuck you. But this one's tough, man, because it's literally held between 2 chokes. This is one of my least favorite circles in all of World's Edge, personally.
It's ending left.
This one is up there for me with dome circles. I really hate dome endings. The west of dome endings, like the little choke.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now that I saw the first circle, yeah.
Did you loot this building, Frexs?
Yes, I didn't loot the bins outside.
So they're planning based around all the other teams that they know where they're going to play. A lot of teams, keep in mind, all these teams have scrimmed with each other. They see how other teams play this. This is why VoD reviewing is important.
Yeah, no, we want
is to see how other teams play these circles. They know where Rogue's going to play. And they know where they need to set up.
One gun, bro.
We're going to speed it up here, though. They went through the strategical. Did I really just say that? I'm totally sober. Yeah. They went through the strategical box already.
Let's go.
Do we want to play this?
I mean, we can.
It doesn't look like it's going choke. It looks like it's coming plus.
Alright, we're gonna pause it since I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm looking.
So this compound's really strong. It's a very big.
23.
Oh,
Okay.
He's healing before he takes. He just took it. Oh, that's so unfortunate, man. Can you open the door?
Alright, so this is one of the strong power spots of this zone, or these potential zone openings or endings. Because what you basically do is you control in this zone. It doesn't matter where the thermal zone ends here. Like, even if it's one of the zones back here, this is just a main, like, kind of, this is, in a way, effectively, it's its own little chokehold. Yes, you can get around it, but you're basically in control of, not only are you in a really defensible spot, having 2 houses, assuming you're the only team there. You can't control both of them if you're a very mechanically strong team, and what I mean by that is having people in different houses controlling and making sure nobody comes to your places or your spot. But you have a really good high ground view of, if you're like in this house, which I believe Frexs is in right now, you have like a really good, I mean, you literally have a view of everything around you, and you can control the tempo. Any team coming through this choke is going to be like fucking massacred if you call a big like precise team fire on them, because they could hide behind this rock. This is safe. They don't see you here. They can only see you from like here. So this area is safe. I know these lines aren't doing it justice, but work with me here. This area is safe, but after that, it's like anywhere you want to rotate around, if you want to get like further in. I'm talking for just theoreticals at this point. If you want to get into zones deeper into thermal, this spot will fucking choke you out. Same up here. It literally has free reign of everything over here. It's a really, really strong spot to hold. The only downside, I think, to this spot... Oh, you also have a res beacon, too. If one of your teammates happens to just get fucking blasted like Nate did earlier on in the game, in the first game. The only downside to this spot is that if the zone ends, like, over here, which this game does, it ends, like, right here, I think. Rotating from the zone is rough. Because you're jumping down, and then you're rotating on, like, a pseudo high ground. You're rotating up to a high ground. Not necessarily from like the road, but these two rocks. Any team that's here, especially if they have a Pathfinder, but they can climb this. They put a Watson gen down here. It's on a big high ground, so nobody can shoot it. They can poke at you freely, and they're going to gatekeep you, and then they're going to move into the zone, which I believe TSM actually does. Well, kind of, because TSM ends up taking that area. But this spot is really strong unless it pulls to this circle. Then all of a sudden, the later the game gets, the harder it is to pull from, or to rotate from this zone. I actually don't know what happens to NRG in this game, so I'm curious to see what goes wrong. I know they don't win this game.
So we have to make sure that I'm pretty sure it's like,
okay.
It's one of those,
Yep.
We're gonna listen to this as they. I always want to hear the strategy talks because that's really important.
I'm really not moving from up here. They come in here, they're dead.
I'm just gonna hold.
okay, so this is okay. Listen. This is one of those. This is one of those zones where when I portal, you guys have to take it early, okay?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll see where it goes.
So you can see their ping. They know it's gonna end here, and they want to play for it, and they are right. It does end here.
I mean, yeah, we should have, but there was a team there. It's really risky.
Playing that early is really bad.
No, it's not. It's really good, bro. You can like, if you play in between that, like the two rocks, you literally can't get shot.
I do agree with Frexs.
The only reason why I didn't want to,
playing this choke early can be really bad, but playing this these rocks can actually be very good.
End over here,
bro, it could literally end like right here.
Oh, remember? I don't know if you guys remember that one
it's
zone
too
ended
early
right
to play
here,
it
yeah.
now, but in a couple more circles, I think it's good.
Wait, they open my door. Open the door. That is
Yeah,
open.
they both got bottom doors.
Yeah.
He's walking around on our outside.
Yeah. Man, we're just chilling. Don't get one clipped.
No, they're gonna push.
No, they're gonna push us. Do not leave this building, bro.
Bro, that shit's pulling to us.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling
So
you. It's
basically-
probably gonna end on this building, bro. Like 100%. Like right here. It's either gonna end there or it's gonna. Did you?
Frexs. That is not one of the common endings. I mean, that is an ending.
Yes, bro.
This guy's like, did you actually?
I mean, it doesn't
I don't know
matter.
about that one,
Oh
though.
no, there's no reconnect feature. Never mind. Forgot.
Anyways,
Reconnect feature.
Alternator. Frag.
Ooh.
Oh
Oh my
Fragminator.
god, that's Team Liquid.
Yeah, it's on us. This fight.
watch what you fucking say.
Oh, we're still in. I'm still in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in right here.
Okay,
I was about to add. I was about to permaban Frexs from my chat. Not that he comes in here a lot,
They might just.
but you know.
They might play roof.
Alright, so basically, if you're wondering why they're playing like this, it's because I believe it's that there's a team, correct me if I'm wrong, Nate, but there's a team in the other house, or at least nearby, and you're just trying to make sure that you don't get fucked by them by giving them a window opening to push. Oh, it's TSM?
Yeah.
Absolutely. TSM will look for any reason to push.
I'm just saying right
They
now.
do
We
it
gotta
smart,
hold this
though.
building, 'cause
They're
we're
not
in,
like
we're
the
in
biggest
literally like
enemies.
all of this. Like we have so much room to work with. We have so much room to work with here. Just
Everything I said earlier was about like using this building to scout, but you definitely, I mean, the way you play absolutely changes with the team that's next to you, right? If it's a team you've never heard of next to you, then you're probably doing whatever the hell you want, not really caring if they push you. TSM, let's be real, nobody really wants to fight TSM if they don't have to.
hold the fucking.
Not saying that
I don't think we
NRG
like-
here
I
is
think we just fucking
scared
hold
of
the building,
losing
and
to
then we can
them.
shoot 'em in the back.
It's
Okay,
just,
go
it's
somewhere.
more like,
Don't close
it's
it,
more.
frag whatever team is right
Yeah,
here.
every team is gonna be
You're
here,
scared-
bro, and
there's
then
no
we can,
reason to
or
take
here,
that
yeah,
risk.
Yeah, we literally just hold this. They're
It
gonna.
depends, 'cause I promise you there's gonna be a team playing outside our building. Like,
Maybe,
literally
yeah. I mean, it depends.
I'm gonna make my portal northwest if anything.
Honestly, bro, I think we just fucking hold this shit down, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna make my portal to get kills and stuff. If they
Is
don't,
this still?
Yeah.
Is this house still
I think you just
in?
make your portal so you can clear out. Like,
I mean, like part of it's
Yeah,
not.
there's zipping.
Obviously.
There's zipping left. There's zipping left.
I think you make a portal so you can see.
Crack.
I got you.
Nice. Okay, now I can actually peek.
Okay, can you do that, Rocker? Make a portal so you can see like the outside of our building.
Why did the two Titans fight?
Yeah,
Watch the bugs. They're
They're
not
getting shot in the
fighting.
back. Okay, now
That's the
they might
thing.
fight. They might fight over here. Okay, listen, they might fight.
I'm gonna portal for
They're
it.
getting shot in the back. Yo, shoot it. Right here.
I'm holding your guys' stairs.
Can I have your armor? Can I have your armor?
Yeah, Nate. If there's anything, I mean, I don't know if I should be like. Obviously, I'm doing a bot review on you guys, but I don't know if I
There's
should be
gonna be a bloodbath
giving
over here, bro.
technical advice. But if there's anything you guys could do,
I'm
I think there's certainly you guys get fucked on the path
Yeah, running here.
rotations. I think I haven't seen how this plays out. I actually don't know what happens to you guys in this game. Obviously, no, you don't win it. But I think if there's anything you guys do as a path team is you rotate too slowly. You rotate your guys when you're on the outside of the zone. You guys rotate as if you're a Jibby team. And I think if there's one thing I'm
Yeah,
noticing.
they're right here, bro.
But yes, TSM does rotate in front of
Yeah,
you.
you
I
and
do
I
know
both.
that. They play that area.
Alright, this team right here. Listen,
And they do
this
end up
team
winning the
yeah.
game.
We need. Should I portal cut them off?
Because Frexs is
Yeah,
right.
play
That
bottom,
spot
play
is
bottom.
really strong. That rocks area. But it's not an area you can play early on.
blue
You
one,
have
pretty
to.
sure
The houses are better. These houses are better to play early on. And then it's a matter of like taking those rocks later. Similar to how you guys play tree, basically.
Yeah.
Crack. One.
I am on 1.25 times.
Actually one.
I did. Someone else just portaled somewhere else.
Don't play outside. Don't play outside.
Come up top.
We'll know if they take it.
They're fighting over here. They're fighting west.
They have to move right now. They have to move.
They're taking it.
On me. Whole team. No, whole team inside.
Yeah. I knocked one.
One's up. One is upstairs. There's one guy upstairs.
Whole team on me. Just chill. Rocker.
Okay, like.
Ouch. That feels bad. You know, Frexs is not
Did
happy
you kill
about
him,
that one.
Rocker? Do you have port?
Yeah, I do, but he's
Port?
on my door.
We'll talk about this in a second.
Okay.
What's up, Mo?
Just stay alive. They're coming in, trying to kill me. Fuck, man.
Fuck him. Queuing.
That's a big kill, actually,
Nice.
because it gets you the 5th place placement points, and it's another kill point. Big kill right there.
Play placement.
Yep.
Team on your outside.
All right, well,
Good job.
talk about all this. So it's unfortunate. I think NRG was a little afraid to rotate and act because they knew TSM was in this house. TSM ended up taking the spot that NRG wanted.
Someone's tipping. I don't know.
So now they realize they just have to play for the edge. If you look, there are only 2 areas in this zone. All right, it's the same browser. There are only 2 areas. We think if we're talking like if we're saying like, you know, this is the zone. There are only 2 spots in the zone teams are going to come from. I mean, there could be some teams down here, but either way, these teams down here are going to go up this way. But basically, if you're in this house, every fucking team and their mothers is going to try to Hail Mary it through this chokehold, and they're going to come through here, which, as you saw, there were so many cluttered comms. Frexs killed one person and said, okay, they're all dead, and all of a sudden there's still another team on them. I think there's still 2 teams on them. So this is one of the difficult parts about holding end zone like this, especially without a Gibraltar. I know this wasn't their game plan. I think Frexs said it early on. He wanted to grab this, but TSM ended up rotating ahead of them. In the macro sense, they played, I guess, a little too passive because I think they were a little afraid of TSM next to them. I'm not saying they couldn't have won all this.
I think someone's close. Be careful. I think someone's close.
I do want to see how this like plays out again.
Porting somewhere. I don't know where they're porting. Gibby has blue, hit 60. They just Gibby ulted.
Yeah.
He's porting right here. Oh, we're building.
Crack. One.
I think a small thing right here could have been like, it's obvious that like a lot of teams are going to be coming from here. Maybe just this is just a very small nitpick tidbit thing, but you know, you never know what fence could win you a fight. But just fencing this area out here a little bit. Obviously they can still get shot, but you never know. I'm not saying fence the portal, because if Frexs went for this portal right now, that would be a really dumb play. But I'm saying preemptively, like as the circle starts moving and you know teams are going to start making plays, throw a couple fences out, maybe like maybe a fence from fucking here to here, or here to here. Just fuck any team trying to come up here real quick, or at least forcing them to shoot the fence out and stopping them. Maybe getting them free shot on them because they stopped to shoot the fence. Oh, Frexs actually goes to the fence. I didn't guess that the first time.
Someone else just portaled somewhere else.
Which is smart.
Don't play outside. Don't play outside.
If you can
Come
do
up
it.
top. Come up top.
I think at the end of the day, I don't know. Hold on.
They're fighting over here. They're fighting west.
Knocked with a 3 fucking. Oh, knocked with 3 kills in the kill feed.
They're taking it. They're taking it.
So Frexs is interested on about TSM because Frexs wants TSM's spot. That one could say, in hindsight, that's probably the play to make right there. Just because Frexs wants that spot, and that's the spot you want to fight for. If theoretically NRG were to leave and fight for this spot over here on the west, it would have been a big. It could have been a big difference maker because you see TSM finishing a fight here, at least killing Complexity's Lou, Designful also knocking Reptar. That doesn't mean TSM is necessarily weak, but it could be one of those opportunities to get a quick crack on somebody that's not paying attention on you for you guys and allow you to go, because everybody and their mothers now is going to be over here. You see how many teams try to rotate here. Now they do pick up a lot of kill points here, so I'm not saying what they're doing here is bad at all.
Yeah. I knocked one.
One's up. One is upstairs. There's one guy upstairs.
Whole team on me. Just chill. Rocker.
Oh my god. Okay, like.
Frexs actually got so unlucky there. If Frexs got that bat off, this fight looks a little bit different.
Did you kill him, Rocker?
No.
Do you have port?
Oh yeah, I did, but he's on my door.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
The game is
Stay
my
alive.
fault. I messed
Stay
up
alive.
because we should have got at least
They're
top
coming
3.
in, trying to kill me.
Me and Frexs were supposed to play top floor and let Rocker play alone 3. Alone and 3 people just walk into our building through a fence. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Those guys that went through the zone. Frexs definitely should have been up here with you, I think. There's no reason to not play this second story up here. Him getting the fence on the portal wasn't all he needed to do.
Fighting over here. They're fighting west.
I think I'm not really sure why Frexs jumped down. I think it was because he wanted to. I think it was because of Rocker's call right here. They're taking it, so Frexs wanted to be with him on the portal, which makes sense.
On me. Whole team. No, whole team inside.
Yeah. I knocked one.
And also, yeah, I mean, that push onto Nafen up there in the second floor is something you can't. That's one of those pushes that's so hard to account for. You just don't expect that. An entire team pushed in the zone to get up the stairs. That's such a weird push. That's just one. That's so hard to fucking account for that.
Rocker? Coming in, trying to kill.
That's really fucking difficult. But Rocker does a decent job at least securing 5th, getting an extra kill point or 2. I think he actually got a couple kill points here in general. And yeah, every team is going to be looking over here. The team underneath, team in front. That's big, actually.
Don't give it.
So this is like a big thing to any aspiring teams out there. When a circle's closing, any extra second or even fucking millisecond that you can delay your death is huge. So him actually just waiting. So going back to the portal, like this right here, and even though he's in zone, he's waiting until the very last tick. That little delay right there got him at least 4, which is big. It's actually really big. Small stuff like that can win you a tournament at the end of the day if it gets really close. So
Fuck, man, that was the freest game.
Yeah, I guess me and Frexs just play up top there. I mean, you called that there was a team that poured on our other side, but I didn't.
That's honestly that's tough. That's one of those things that's really hard. Like every player in this situation is accounting for everything that's going on around them and everything that could happen. That's one of those things that's really fucking hard to account for. Is the team pushing as 3 in the zone up the fucking stairs. You would expect everybody to keep the zone ahead of them, because I think it was at least zone 3. That's a sizable chunk of damage. I think it's 10% a tick. Yeah, no, it's... At the end of the day, it's a little on Frexs for... Frexs wanted to help Rocker. Frexs wanted to help Rocker with the portal, which makes sense. because I don't think Frexs. I'm pretty. If Frexs could account for a team running through the zone like that as well, obviously he would have stayed up top and helped Nafen. If Frexs is up there with Nafen, I think they clean that and they're good. But it is Battle Royale, and one team's desperate play can easily grief another team's potential win. And then
I jumped out
TSM wins
on the
this.
portal and I knocked
Easy
him.
clap.
We're doing, bro.
That's just it's hard. That's a tough play. I think the only thing that you could look at, because that's one of those situations that like you look back at it, it's not worth looking at like, oh well, Frexs, you dumbass, you should have just stayed up top, right? That's a hindsight call. When you go back and analyze why things went wrong, you can only look at the information that you had there at the time and assess your call based off of the information given at that time. Any information that you assess your call based off of that you learned after the fact is null and void. It doesn't matter. So the only real difference that they could have made was maybe, I think Frexs really wanted to push TSM there. That might have been a smarter call. Obviously TSM ended up winning the game, but they did actually get NRG did manage to get a lot of extra kill points there and some extra placement points there as well. That was probably for what happened. That was probably best case scenario, realistically speaking. They got fourth. They got a couple extra kill points.
Because they did it late.
With Nate getting picked by the three stooges running through the zone.
They just have to have one. Like they're gonna
probably best case scenario for what happened, but. Also,
10 kills and
right. No, 100%. If you 100%. I think looking for an opening on TSM was the overall like macro call that should have been made. It should have been the thing that you wanted to look for the absolute most. 100%. Because that was the team you guys wanted that spot. You called it from the beginning of the game. And then TSM just happened to rotate in front of you and take it. Any opening there, I think you forgo all the other kill points and you go for that spot, because you have to think not many teams are focused on TSM there in that area. Yeah, the team to the north might be a little bit, but you have infinite amounts more focus on the spot you're in than that spot. So I think that was the overall play. I think that was the only one that you can kind of in hindsight look at and be like, maybe we should have done that instead. I think again, for what happened, again, best case scenario, that's really tough. Fourth with a couple extra kill points. Can't walk away too upset for what happened. Like I said, I don't think you could have made that any better than what happened.